read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Mike Graff claims his child's mother crossed the line by putting spyware on a phone he shared with his son. Lisa Fuller says their 10-year-old had to be monitored after Mr. Graff gave him the phone behind her back.
Good day. I see I've got as my plaintiff Mike Graff and my defendant Lisa Fuller. Mr. Graff, I see you're suing for $5,000. Why are we in court today?
That's correct, Your Honor. Yes, sadly, we're here today because I'm suing the mother of my son for emotional distress and invasion of privacy. So much emotional distress that I'm having to see a therapist for PTSD, and she needs to pay for it, frankly.
Okay. Sorry to hear that, sir. So you're saying your therapy is currently and projected to cost $5,000. What has she done, sir, to lead you to this space?
The main reason we're here today is because she installed a software on the phone that I gave to our son that allows her to see all text message, emails, everything, and including deleted text messages that I had exchanged with my former girlfriend, and just the constant bombardment and just harassment that she's caused me. So I would love for her to be held accountable, boundaries to be set, so that we can move forward.
So you are very, very upset, Mr. Graff. I can see that. Let's back up here. How long were you in a relationship with this woman, and how old is your child?
Mikey's 10 years old. We were together for a brief time. It was a one-night stand.
That happens. Okay.
And Mikey was not the plan. However, we're thankful for him, and we tried to make it work for about a year. But
as a couple, or?
Yeah, as a couple.
Yes, as a couple. Okay, and that wasn't successful. Looks like no. Okay, so you two have been co-parenting for many years now. If Mikey's 10, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so you guys have been co-parenting, and how has that been going, sir?
It's been going, you know, we never got here. We never had a judicial hearing or anything, no claims. So it's all been between.
No shade. Okay. Yeah.
It's been between us. We've been able to make it work. It's had its ups and downs.
So it's been going pretty okay up until this point, is what I hear. And she's disagreeing, which we'll hear her side in a second. You're saying it was going okay until this point. And I want to get clarity again, Mr. Graff. There's a cell phone that you gave your son.
Correct.
And at some point, you're saying, and she'll tell her side, that she put spyware, for lack of a better term, on this device.
Yes.
But you're telling me that that spyware also allowed her to see your text messages and your private information?
So, yes, because it is, while my son does use it, it is still my phone. I bought it for him. I need to be able to use it on occasion if my phone's dead, you know, if we're at a place and my phone's either charging.
So you kind of share the phone?
Correct.
And do you also have your own phone?
Correct.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, because I don't need him to see everything that's on my phone. I just want him to
I certainly hope not. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're saying that this has caused you trauma. How?
In the sense that it's an invasion of privacy. She called me up out of the blue. This is the big spark that led us here.
Please.
I was, going about my day, and she called me out of the blue, fully unhinged, just screaming at me.
Unhinged.
When are you planning on telling me you're going to move? And I just
So what is she talking about, sir? When are you moving, and why is she hearing it from the phone?
Sorry, you're right. That's exactly it. I'm not moving. I told her, hey, I'm not moving. I don't know what you're talking about. If I was going to move, I would have told you. We would have a conversation about it. And I asked, so what are you accusing me of this for? She sends me a screenshot. Thank you for bringing that up. She sends me a screenshot of a private conversation I was having with my girlfriend at the time. And I was just
through
instantly...
Mikey's phone.
Madam Defendant, I'll get to you in 1 second. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Instantly just felt completely violated. Like, I mean, how did she get that? And so I asked her...
So you didn't know that she had the spyware on the...
No knowledge of this. So I asked her, how were you able to see this? And she said, don't worry about it.
Okay, let's pause there.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Fuller. He's been talking a lot to the court. Let me hear from you. What's up with this spyware, the phone, you calling and blasting him out? What's true?
To start off, Your Honor, he likes to say that we've been co-parenting very well, but it hasn't been very well for the last 10 years. We've agreed to some things, and he's gone behind my back with the phone. For example, we have said that we're not going to give our 10-year-old child a phone until he's in middle school, until he is a teenager, and he is 10 years old, and he now has a smartphone, which I found out after he came home. Mikey came home, and I saw that he had a smartphone.
So you're telling the court, ma'am, that the father of your child, of y'all's child that you share, was defiant for your request to not have a cell phone to your child until the teenage years?
It wasn't only my request. We had agreed.
Y'all had agreed.
We agreed.
Okay, so let's take a pause. Mr. Graff, is that true?
Coming up on Equal Justice.
I get that you are fragile and that we're going to get to this PTSD claim, and that's clear. I'm convinced of that. What I can't make out yet is if she is responsible for that.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a case of Mike Graff, who is fighting with Lisa Fuller over spyware on his phone.
Is that true?
Yes, but I can own up to that. I can own up to saying that, yeah, I may have overstepped there.
May have?
Correct.
Okay.
But as you can see with her constantly bombarding me.
No, I actually haven't seen that, sir.
Thank you.
I can't say I've seen a bombardment. I've seen you stumbling over your words here with the court and, you know, awfully upset. But I'm still trying to make out what she has done, because that's my job today, sir, right?
Correct.
I get that you're upset. I get that you are fragile and that we're going to get to this PTSD claim and your upsettedness, and that's clear. I'm convinced of that. What I can't make out yet is if she is responsible for that. So that's what I need you to help me with. So she's saying, and you're admitting, that y'all agreed as two consenting adults to say this young boy, he's still a boy, doesn't need a cell phone with all of the risk associated with cell phone devices and social media and, quite frankly, kidnapping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People are putting tags and things on young people's phones and snatching them off the streets every day. So there is a lot of risk. So I can see where, as parents, y'all would decide collectively, keyword there, collectively, to refrain from that until a later date. But you go behind her back, actually, and you don't do that. Tell me why.
Because, Your Honor, due to our previous relationship when we were together, it was very difficult, and that was the onset of a lot of the trauma that I now have. And this is really what triggered that, and I want to deal with it. I want to be the best dad I can be to him.
Oh, sure.
And so I want to work on myself, and I don't think it's fair that I have to pay that when she is the cause of all of that stress and trauma, because we have to do this together.
How, sir? Convince me how. And before we get to that, you still haven't answered my first question, Mr. Graff. Why did you go behind his mother's back and give your 10-year-old a phone when you agreed that wasn't really a good idea?
I did it to appease Mikey. I try to be a good father to him, and
I get it. Okay. Elijah, we got a people pleaser on our hands.
We've seen this before.
We've seen this one before. Okay. But you do know that parenting is about doing what's in the best interest of your son, right?
Absolutely.
Not appeasing him?
Absolutely.
Okay, continue. We want to move on now to where this woman is responsible. Tell me, what did she do, sir, to get to these medical bills of $5,000?
So she looked on the phone at deleted messages, saw a conversation between me and my girlfriend, read it, and totally invaded my
Is she the cause of it?
privacy.
Because you kept saying former girlfriend breakup. Is she the cause of the breakup? Are you telling me?
Absolutely.
Tell me why. Get to it quickly, sir.
Because it was always about her. It was always about her stepping into our relationship, overstepping boundaries.
And your then girlfriend got tired of having to play third party to a pre-existing relationship that, quite frankly, the court is not clear that you have really closed this chapter with this woman. It sounds like she's got a little too much control/impact, and it sounds like you're allowing it, though, sir.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do today, is set boundaries. Because
you came to court to set a relationship boundary. How about those apples? Hold on a minute, sir. Ma'am, you said you have some text messages for me to see.
I do.
Please give those to my bailiff. Thank you, ma'am. Give everything you've got in the folder. Thank you. Let me review this so I can get a better understanding. Thank you. Okie dokie.
And
Ooh.
these are on Mikey's
This
phone.
is the 10-year-old's phone.
This is the 10-year-old's phone.
Right, because I was going to get to the text messages, but my eye got sent over here when I'm looking at these search
Yeah, the
engines.
search, and that's what I found.
Sex, kissing, gun scenes, how to kiss at 10?
10 years old.
Okay, how to kiss, pretty girls. Oh, Lord. Okay, so this is the search
minor.
engine of a 10-year-old.
My son is searching that.
Okay.
Yes.
Then let's see, this is Emily. So this is the girlfriend?
That's his
Okay,
past
so this is a
girlfriend,
text between your son's father
Yep.
and his then girlfriend. I think it's time we take the next step. I think it's time we move in together. Really, oh my God, I've been waiting on this. Are you going to tell Lisa, that is the defendant here? Plaintiff says, nah, she'd probably have a hissy fit. Girlfriend at the time, yeah, true, she's used to any excuse to get mad at you, plus my house, my rules. She doesn't control me. Well, sir, actually, it seems like she does. It seems like that you allow anybody in your face to control you, from the woman you have a child with to this girlfriend here to your 10-year-old son. So when do you, Mr. Graff, become an adult and create boundaries for the way you want to live? Or is that my job?
We're here today because she violated my privacy and caused me immense emotional distress.
He wants to talk
So you can
about-
talk about
Okay.
about parenting all you want. That's something between us. We can work on that. But what she can't accept and she can't own up for is the fact that she is constantly abusing me and verbally, Your Honor, and just to the point where I need help and
Okay, I think we agree you need some help. That part we got.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Fuller, how about it? How about the fact that he's saying that you are violating his privacy, you're in his business, and that you are controlling his household? What do you say to that?
I say that that is crap. He's on our child's phone texting his girlfriend, trash talking the mother of his child, and the child is reading
Your Honor,
those
if I
text
may,
messages.
No, you may
The
not.
child
Mr.
is
Graff,
read-
you may not.
He's
Go ahead.
reading those messages. I am taking care of our child 24/7 with exception for the week that he's taking care of him, but he's neglecting our child by not monitoring the phone. I'm monitoring the phone.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
You are correct, sir. You do suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. It says you've got stressful and traumatic events. The court is noting that.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a case of Mike Graff, who is fighting with Lisa Fuller over spyware on his phone.
Mr. Graff, do you have evidence for the court? How did
Yes,
we get
I-
to $5,000? Please offer
yes,
that
I
up.
do. I've got the 5 months of therapy each session, $250 twice a month, and then.
Sir, I can read just fine. Go ahead and give that to my bailiff. Thank you, sir.
There's also in there evidence from my phone service provider that shows that she did install.
Okay, let's start with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. This is the spy feature.
Correct.
This applies to all the social media channels, the browser history. But she's not disputing that, sir. She's telling the court very openly that she's a concerned mother.
Yep.
You went behind her back. You gave a 10-year-old a phone against y'all's consensual agreement to not do so until he turned 13. As such, her only response was to either take the phone, one would presume, which I don't think you would appreciate, or do what she's done here. She's got to have some type of parental oversight because someone has to, sir. So this is actually not disputed evidence. This is conceded by both parties. Spyware was on the device. Moving on. Okay, this again, not important. This is you taking up the issue of spyware with the company. They're saying, yes, spyware is there. Again, non-disputed issue. Let's get to this piece of evidence. This is from your psychiatrist, Dr. Wong here. Per your request, I'm diagnosing you. You are correct, sir. You do suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, per your psychiatrist. It says you've got stressful and traumatic events. You have to have bi-weekly outpatient sessions to treat this. But now let's get to the money. These are these invoices, sir, where you're paying for 30-minute therapy sessions. What is this, twice a month?
That's correct.
Okay, to the tune of $500. And you're saying you're going to need this for about almost a better part of a year, which is how we get to $5,000?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Yeah.
Why are you not responsible?
Because I think he's had these issues way before we met. That is his own baggage. I have been a responsible mother.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a case of Mike Graff, who is fighting with Lisa Fuller over spyware on his phone.
And ma'am, I think I'm ready to rule here, but a final question for you.
Yeah.
Why are you not responsible for the fact that he claims that all of this is due to you?
Because I think he's had these issues way before we met. Way before we met. That is his own baggage. And I have been a responsible mother. I've been a caring and a nurturing mother. And my priority is my son. My concern is my son. I don't care what he does with his life. I don't care about his girlfriends. I don't care about his personal stuff. I care about the protection and the safety of our son. If he's got emotional things that he needs to work on, I will gladly support him in that, because I want our child to have a loving, supportive, and healthy, stable emotional father. But I don't think I'm responsible for that. I think my only job is to protect my son, and I don't think he likes that, because he himself has been negligent, and he needs to stand up and be responsible for that, and stop being this cool dad and start being a real dad.
Ooh. Shots fired.
Your Honor, if I may, she talks about not caring about what I do, yet all she can do is read all these texts concerned about me moving in with my girlfriend.
Mr. Graff, I think the court's heard enough actually on this case. Thank you both for your testimony and your evidence. Here's the thing. This is common, actually, where you've got two adults that I do believe, and I want to be clear on this, are showing up in good faith with every effort to be good parents. I do believe that. However, y'all have two very different points of view as to what makes a good parent. This woman is really having to step into the posture of protecting and providing. You, sir, are stepping into the posture of companionship for your son.
Judge Eboni's verdict when Equal Justice returns. This is Equal Justice.
Your son is 10. This is a very important formative age for him. He is starting to, as we can see by that search engine, he's getting curious about things. Your son shouldn't be going to Google about how to kiss. He should be going to his father. I actually see couples, former couples in this courtroom every day. And many times I'm not so convinced that the romantic desires of one party to another are totally resolved. But oh, today, I don't believe this woman cares one bit, sir, about what you do with your personal life. I don't think she would have you back if you wanted her. What I believe is you need to really work on your boundaries. I do see a man who is deeply fragile. I believe you are traumatized. But the issue, sir, is I believe you showed up that way when you met this woman. And you cannot, sir, reasonably expect this court to make this woman foot a bill for you doing your work. Your son deserves the best of you. I'm glad you are seeking mental health treatment to get that. More parents should do that and do their work. But, sir, this woman is not financially obligated to pay for your work. The court will dismiss the plaintiff's case entirely. That is my ruling.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Any final thoughts for each other?
Yeah, I just hope that this means that you can start acting your age.
And I hope that you can finally have some boundaries.
Okay. You've had your day in court. Please follow me. Ladies first. Sir.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.
Can you read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what Equal Justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Betty Roach claims she found her boyfriend in a compromising position at a party, so she canceled their international getaway. Kevin Aaron says the trip was a gift and their relationship was already on the rocks.
Good day. I see I've got Miss Betty Roach here as my plaintiff, Kevin Aaron as my defendant. And Ms. Roach, you are suing this man for $1,380. You say he refuses to reimburse you for his airline ticket?
An airline ticket that I purchased for a romantic getaway that we were supposed to go on together in February of this year.
So this was your man?
That's correct.
Okay, tell me more, ma'am.
I met Kevin about a year ago with some mutual friends, and we kind of hit it off. The energy was great, so I just decided to do something different, and I took a chance on dating him.
Okay, and how was the relationship in the beginning?
In the beginning, it was fantastic. I am a pretty successful realtor.
Okay, I see the drip. Yeah, okay.
And I really,
you don't have to be shy about being successful in this courtroom, Ms. Roach.
Okay, I didn't want to seem like I was trying to brag or anything.
Honey, you earned it. It's fine.
And I know that Kevin's financial situation is not like mine. So I didn't mind paying for dinners, for concerts and things of that sort because I knew where his financial status was, and we hit it off great.
I want to ask a question about that, Ms. Roach, and that's fine. I do think people should do what works for their relationships. At what point in the dating did you become aware that his financial situation was less than stable?
He would come to my home and he would just mention things like, I don't have, and I don't want you to think, and I would like to do this, but I don't have this. I'm a coach, but I'm really not making that much money. So
he would verbalize those things
Yeah,
to you.
he would talk about it. He was very honest.
Okay.
And that's why I did not have a problem with sharing.
With providing. Just say providing.
Okay, I didn't want to sound like I was a sugar mama.
Okay, well, but if that's it is what it is. You look like a duck, quack like a duck is a duck, Ms. Roach. Okay, so you were the provider. Continue.
And everything was going great until probably December.
Okay. So
and
around
what
the
happened
holidays.
was we went to a mutual party, friends party, and I was really embarrassed. I was looking all over for Kevin, and I found him in the pool room, huddled up with another woman, kissing her. And it was another older woman.
On the mouth?
Yes. And because of the way he was positioned, he didn't even see me walk in the room. So I just turned around, walked out, got in my car, and I left him there with her. And let him get home the best way that he could.
Now, y'all were not living together?
No, we were not. So I did not hear from him that night. And I guess the part that was kind of heartbroken, I understand that there's a 25-year difference between Kevin and I. But
I really couldn't tell, to be honest with you, but go ahead.
It must be the lighting.
Might be the moisturizer, might be the melanin. Go ahead. Hello.
But the thing is that the next day when he called me, I asked him, hey, what happened? Where were you? I was looking for you. And I said, let's discuss it when you come over.
Okay, so now this is about to be a setup.
So I had him come to my house.
Right. You gotta stop playing game with these older ladies. Boy, they run a different kind of game. Go ahead, Ms. Rose.
And then that's when I let him know what I saw.
Right.
And because I had planned this romantic getaway for us previously.
And did he know about this trip?
Yes, I sent him an email, and because this is a place that he always wanted to go.
Go ahead and give your evidence, ma'am, to my bailiff so we can see what you're talking about.
Thank you very much.
And I gave you everything.
Yes, ma'am.
I texted him, and he was excited about the trip, and I was excited because our relationship was really going well.
Right.
And I didn't mind spending the money because it was for us.
Well, I'm taken aback. I'm looking at this exchange. Hey, Kevin, I'm about to make your year. We can discuss when we see each other tonight, but I'm going to be booking a romantic getaway for the two of us to Prague. I'm going to get us premium economy for the flight. He is so excited, y'all. OMG, I don't know what to say. Prague, I can't wait to travel with you. So this was the agreement.
Correct.
Okay, let me get this gentleman in here, sir. Do you recall this conversation?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so you were dating this lady, and this was your girlfriend, right?
Yeah, we were dating for about a year.
Oh, so that's serious, right?
Yeah.
Did you care for her?
I do. I still do.
Oh, you still do?
I still do. She's a lovely woman. Despite what's going on right now, I have a
Okay.
lot of respect for her.
Coming up, on Equal Justice.
She bought the ticket as a gift for me. She knows I've been wanting to go to Prague for a very long time, and you can ask her if she doesn't know the first thing about the Czech Republic. I'll tell you right now.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Betty Roach and her ex-boyfriend, Kevin Aaron, over a canceled vacation.
Okay, so let's get to this night in question then, Mr. Aaron. Were you indeed lip-locked with another lady?
I made a mistake,
Okay.
100%.
And that was the first time you
we
had made that mistake, right?
Been having, yes, it was. We had been having intimacy issues. you
Oh,
know,
no.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Aaron. Let me hear your side.
The age gap, I do believe, played a factor in that, and I didn't do a good enough job vocalizing that, and I let maybe.
So I want to get clear, just so the court knows what we're talking about, Mr. Aaron. You didn't feel sexually satisfied, so you looked to sow your oats elsewhere at this party.
I didn't look to show my oats elsewhere. I had a few drinks in me at the time.
Now we blame it on the alcohol?
A woman came and approached me, and I didn't make the best decision. I wasn't thinking
clearly
ahead of time.
Okay. So you kissed this other lady. Did you know that you were spotted?
To be honest, I was a little bit too inebriated. I wasn't really thinking too much.
So you were really out of it.
Why, when she
so,
left.
Got it. So she leaves you. Were you upset when you got left?
A little bit. I mean, I kind of was a little bit all over the place at that time. I had a friend brought me home, and then I realized, you know.
So not the woman that kissed you?
No.
Okay. Okay, so you get home, and is this what y'all talk about the very next day?
No.
No, this
No.
has already been established.
That had already been established.
Okay, so you already knew that this trip was planned. Okay, I'm
did.
gonna get back to you, Mr. Aaron. Go ahead, Ms. Roach. After this happens, he comes over.
So after he came over, we discussed the situation, and I just decided that it was best that we go our separate ways.
So you broke up with him?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And he was trying to convince me to stay in the relationship because it was just a mistake. At this point, I felt like, because I know the woman that he was huddled up with, I felt that he was in a relationship with me for financial benefits, and I did not want to go through with that anymore, and I just decided that I just didn't want to.
You were done being the ATM.
So I decided to cancel the trip.
Okay.
And when I spoke with him, I know he didn't have the money to pay me back. So I asked him, because of the way the airline is, their policy, they gave the credit because the ticket was in his name.
Okay.
So they gave him credit and they gave me credit. So I asked him if he would transfer me the credits to my account.
Because you
I
had
was
paid
the one
for
that
the
paid
ticket.
for it.
Right.
And he flat out told me no.
Pause. Is that true, Mr. Aaron?
It is true. She bought the ticket as a gift for me. She knows I've been wanting to go to Prague for a very long time, and you can ask her if she doesn't know the first thing about the Czech Republic. I'll tell you right now.
Not
we
broke
had
and
discussed.
shady. Okay, go ahead, Mr.
We
Aaron.
discussed, you know, she had asked my interest, and I told her I've been wanting to go to this place for a long time, and so
Never been out of Chicago.
without consulting.
Wait,
me,
hold on, Ms. Roach. You say he never been out of Chicago? Did you already have a passport, Mr. Aaron?
I did not.
So you got a passport, sir, specifically to go on this international trip to Prague.
For other reasons.
That's fine, but I'm just clarifying. Okay, so you were very excited about this trip.
100%. I've been wanting to go on this trip for a very long time.
Okay, now tell me about the money you had saved up to go on the trip. I can't hear you, Mr. Aaron.
I'm a high school football coach, Your Honor. I don't do it for the money. I do it because I enjoy having an impact on other kids' lives.
I do appreciate that.
I do resent the fact that she looks at me like I was trying to go for her money. Everything that she had ever paid for, I never requested it. I appreciated
Did you
her
give
generosity.
it back? Did you give it back?
If I could, I would, Your Honor. If I could, I would.
Ain't that so crazy how you can't give it back? Okay. Let me go to some of these receipts here. So this, it looks like the flight receipt, Ms. Roach?
Yes.
Okay, so this is from Chicago to Prague, business economy, very nice premium economy. Very pricey, almost $3,000 on these tickets. I see the tune. Each ticket was $1,380. That is a hefty fund, and I do see that they were both paid for, ma'am, on your card.
That's correct.
Okay. Then let's look at the airline policy. Very important. Do I get my miles if I buy a ticket for someone else? If you paid for someone's ticket, that traveler would earn the miles. So that is in black and white here, Ms. Roach, in their policy. If the trip is eligible for a refund and you paid for someone else's ticket, that traveler would be refunded the miles to use for a future booking. But here's the caveat. Can I transfer my miles to someone else? And the answer there is yes. You are allowed to transfer any amount of miles over to someone else. So this policy is actually pretty flexible in that it's very clear that the miles go to the traveler, but the traveler has the ability to then transfer the miles back to the purchaser. You're both clear on the policy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So therefore, Mr. Aaron, what is your response, sir?
I understand your position, but the trip is in my name, and I've been wanting to go on it for a very long time. I have documents stating
Okay, give it to my bailiff,
it was
sir.
a gift that
Okay, let
she
me
got
see.
for me.
Okay. You just have your folder and everything?
Was that? Oh, yes, of course.
Thank you, sir.
Now, she didn't consult me on going on this trip. We didn't plan it together or anything like that. She bought it as a surprise, strictly because she knew
romantic
how much that I
getaway.
wanted to go.
A
Okay,
romantic
let's see this.
getaway.
Hold on. I just booked the tickets. Let me know when you want to talk tonight and we can start planning our itinerary for Prague. Very sweet. You says, thanks, babe. You're the best for surprising me with this gift. And then you hit him with the little sweet emojis. Okay. Was your understanding, Ms. Roach, that it was a gift?
No, it was a romantic getaway for the two of us.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Now, final question for you, Mr. Aaron. Were you with her for the money, sir?
Not true at all.
Don't forget,
I wouldn't be
you are under sworn testimony.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Betty Roach and her ex-boyfriend, Kevin Aaron, over a canceled vacation.
I do see the verbiage here. So in what part of that did you hear gift, sir?
Just the fact that she knew that it was a destination I wanted to go to, and she didn't really have much interest in going to Prague, except for the fact that she was dating me and she understood that I wanted to
I
go
say
there.
that he's out of his mind because the reason why we even talked about travel was because I do a lot of traveling, and I just told him about my trip that I had come back from. We were in Haiti, Jamaica, and Bahamas, and we was like, wow. And he's like, then I said, is there anywhere that you haven't been? He said, I haven't gone anywhere. I haven't gone out of Chicago.
That is not true.
He has not
I have
been out of
family in
Chicago.
I have family in St. Louis that I have visited.
You said
I have
St.
a
Louis.
car,
I'm so
man.
sorry.
I can leave the city.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute, wait a court. I'm laughing to my own self because I really, truly, God is my witness, thought you said St. Lucia. Elijah, I swear to God, I thought you said St. Lucia.
I wish I did.
And then he said St.
Louis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Aaron, you a trip. Okay. So you, sir, were very excited about this trip. So when she asked you for the points back, you said absolutely not.
I felt like the airline policy was pretty clear.
But it was clear in both ways, right?
It was. You can.
You can transfer them back.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to give her the points back, you know you can.
I do
But
know.
you're choosing not to. Why?
Because I really want to go on this trip, Your Honor.
Period. Okay, now, final question for you, Mr. Aaron. Were you with her for the money, sir?
Not true at all.
Don't forget,
I wouldn't be
you are under sworn testimony.
100%. I wouldn't be a high school football coach if I was in anything for the money, ma'am. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I hear that argument, but one could counter-argue, sir, that you could be in that for the relatively low money if you had a plan to supplement your lifestyle.
I was a football coach long before I met her.
Okay.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
You, ma'am, as a black woman, you know you represent the most educated demographic in our nation. So you got to look at that, ma'am, as you partner in the future.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Betty Roach and her ex-boyfriend, Kevin Aaron, over a canceled vacation.
I hear you, Ms. Roach, but woman to woman, we are accountable and responsible for the choices that we make, right? So you told this court, admittedly, that you have full knowledge and understanding of this younger man's financially compromised position when you started up with him, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I do think when we, as adults, go into romantic partnerships, we need to be realistic and we need to be really honest, ma'am, about what that's going to look like. You live a certain lifestyle that early on in the courtship, you knew this young man could not participate in. So one could argue, while you are trying to convince the court that he was using you to some extent, that is almost an implication of expectation when you start doing life with somebody that is not equally yoked with you financially. So I don't critique the decision to date outside your tax bracket, but this typically is the consequence we see in this courtroom, ma'am, when one chooses to do it. And if you were a man and this was a woman, I would be saying the exact same thing. See, we got to recognize, y'all, that in this day and age, these old gender roles, where it was always the man who had the wealth and the power, they're changing. They're changing for a lot of different reasons. Women are going to school much longer than men are these days. We're opening businesses more often than men are these days. And you, ma'am, as a black woman, you know you represent the most educated demographic in our nation.
Exactly.
You represent the fastest class of business owners in America. You represent home ownership at a level that is rising twice that of men, of any race. So you got to look at that, ma'am, as you partner in the future.
Judge Eboni's verdict when Equal Justice returns. This is Equal Justice.
All right, I think absent any more final remarks from either of you two, the court is ready to rule. Here's where I stand on this. Mr. Aaron, I actually tend to disbelieve a narrative that you were using her, but I do think you were mighty comfortable. As for the points, your argument that they were a gift to you is not convincing, sir. I think this woman in the text messages to the court made it very clear that her intention, and that's what I'm making my ruling on, her intention was for a joint romantic experience for the two of you to share. Once you violated her trust, sir, with the cheating, which I commend you for admitting, you breached that expectation. The court is ordering you to refund the entirety of this woman's cost, $1,380. The court rules entirely for the plaintiff. That's my ruling.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,380.
Any final thoughts for each other?
Next time, be more thoughtful when you deal with other women.
Sir?
I don't have much to say. I feel like the airline policy was pretty clear, but the decision has been made.
Okay. Please grab your belongings and follow me. Ladies first.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.
Can you read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what Equal Justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Nicole Jennings claims her friend played her by asking for extra invites to her wedding, but stuck her with 6 empty seats. Asia Franklin says her group was a no-show after learning Miss Jennings dissed her on social media.
Ladies, I see I've got Nicole Jennings here as my plaintiff. Yes, ma'am. Asia Franklin as my defendant. Miss Jennings, you are suing Miss Franklin for $360. Tell us why we're in court today, ma'am.
We're in court today, Your Honor, because my college best friend decided to beg me for 4 additional seats, technically 5, to my wedding, my very small private wedding. And I accommodated her by actually adding another 4 people table setting for her to come, and then she just ghosted me and didn't show up at all.
Wow, so you're telling me that this young lady, your college best friend of many, many years, I assume, did not even show up at your most important day of your life?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Did the wedding happen?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get that on the table. I can't believe that's true, Ms. Franklin. Tell me it's not so.
Yes, Your Honor, it is so.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, tell me why.
Due to the nasty social media posts she posted about me in a blog, one of our mutual friends showed me that. She had a bridesmaid that was very nasty and rude, treating me like the help.
Oh, no.
And me and her go way back, and she didn't invite me to be a bridesmaid, Your Honor, and she was a bridesmaid at my wedding.
Your Honor.
Well, I see that ring is ringing, by the way. I can barely pay attention to what
Well,
you're talking about, Madam
You
Planner.
know, thank you. You know, go big or go home.
Yeah, whoever went all the way.
Yes,
it's
we did.
fantastic. Okay, so you mentioned some evidence, Ms. Franklin. Go ahead and offer that up to my bailiff here so I can see a bit
Yes,
of what
Your
you are
Honor.
alleging.
Can
Thank
I
you,
just
ma'am.
say that I did not make a social media blog post? So you know how social media has message groups, support groups? Prior to my wedding, planning my wedding, I joined a message group. And it's basically for that purpose. It's basically to go in there and vent, and that post is only intended for people that belong to that social media
This is supposed to
group.
be private.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just so everybody knows what we're talking about, I'm looking at a post from Miss Jennings here, the bride. Let freedom ring for all the brides being guilted into adding people to the wedding party and inviting their family. So over it. Honeymoon countdown. Well then.
That doesn't sound like an invitation.
Tell us how you really feel, ma'am.
So that was after I called the caterer and extended it for 4 people.
So you did it and was mad about it?
I was frustrated. My husband now and her former husband were best friends in college.
Former husband, okay.
Her former husband.
Okay. So the 4 of y'all were all close.
Yes, ma'am.
And then it sounds like y'all got married? You and your...
Her and Ralph got married.
You and Ralph got married?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that did not work out long term because obviously you and Ralph are divorced today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because she was cheating.
Okay, well that's not my business nor yours.
That is
Ms.
not true.
Jennings.
Don't go by what you hear on the streets,
Okay.
baby girl.
Okay, so you and Mr. Ralph are divorced, and what does that do to the friendship you have with Miss Jennings?
She took his side, Your Honor.
Well, you know what? I'm going to stop y'all because unfortunately this is the kind of casualty situation we have when everybody's friends together and then divorce happens. The friendships become casualties of the divorce agreements half the time. They're not negotiated in the way we do a house or a car necessarily, but people definitely form alliances and you really find out who your friends are in a divorce.
Yes,
So
Your Honor.
after that, you're saying that she chose your ex-husband's side. That's what you're saying. And what did that do to y'all's friendship?
It destroyed it.
Okay, so then if it was destroyed, though, Miss Franklin, you can't have it both ways. Why then do you expect to be a bridesmaid?
Because we've been close for years, Your Honor, and I just needed her for closure during the divorce. She didn't even call to check on me, send a text message, anything, call, let's go to brunch.
And that's not good, but however, once it's her moment and she's the bride-to-be, we can't keep centering ourselves, Miss Franklin, not if this is the friend you say she is. Okay, so go ahead.
Let me just say that she had a wedding 10 years ago, huge wedding. I was her maid of honor in her wedding.
Okay.
I did everything for her. I didn't complain about it.
Well, you want a cookie?
I just did
That's what you're
everything.
supposed to do.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
When she told me her feelings were hurt because I didn't ask her to be in the wedding, I told her she could be an usher. She could just host people.
No.
I mean, that's
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
And later,
As the night kept escalating, she started shoving me towards the door to kind of leave.
That is not true.
She was throwing my stuff around, saying I had to go grab it, but she was throwing it one way, and then I was headed the other way.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a case of Nicole Jennings, who blames her ex-friend Asia Franklin for wasted wedding RSVPs.
Both of you have admitted that the friendship is not what it used to be. No, you got to listen now. See, that's what's wrong with a lot of us today. We evaluate modern, real-time relationships that are happening today based off of what it was 5 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago. See, we've got to stop retroactively assessing relationships and press fast forward to real time. So you cannot expect behavior, Ms. Jennings, from Ms. Franklin that would have made sense 10 years ago when 10 years ago, y'all's friendship was much closer. So now you've got to hold her to a standard that applies for today.
So I understand that, Your Honor, and that is why I didn't invite her to be in my wedding. My sister was my maid of honor.
Okay, then.
My work best friend was my bridesmaid. When she told me her feelings were hurt because I didn't ask her to be in the wedding, I told her she could be an usher. She could just host people.
No.
I mean, that's
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Miss Jennings. Miss Jennings. No, ma'am. That is pure shade.
No,
okay?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, it is. It is my courtroom, and I say what shade is and isn't in here today. Don't make me check the codes. Just don't. At that point, ma'am, don't worry about it.
She shouldn't have told me she would do it.
Ma'am, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you in the courtroom. Now you have to listen. Otherwise, you're gonna be in the same situation again. So, y'all are not close anymore, but she was still invited to the wedding, right? At a bare minimum, she made the guest list.
And I told her that she could bring her new boo.
Okay, so you gave her 1 + 1.
Even though Gerald was there in the wedding.
The ex-husband?
Yes.
So everybody in the wedding but me. Still.
Okay. So this part we're not gonna do. Y'all both, I can tell, loved each other a lot at one point. I think you still both love each other today.
I do love her.
I know, and she loved you too with her mean mugging self. She do, but she's hurt, and I'm sure you're hurt. So unfortunately, this is not a therapy session though, so I'm not going to be providing everything that you both need to restore this friendship. But I hope y'all will do that work. I really do. But what I am going to determine today is the fiscal nature of this claim. So you give her a +1 and a wedding invitation. You accept it, right? You RSVP?
Yes, Your Honor.
Me and new boo are coming.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So at what point, ma'am, did you decide well, let's back it up. Hold on. At what point do you ask this woman for additional guests?
The day of the wedding.
Ooh, what? The day of the wedding? You asked for three +1s the day of the wedding, ma'am?
Four.
Okay, hold on. Why, when, and how?
My parents. They know Nicole. They've been knowing Nicole since we were in college. And they were pressing me, Your Honor, about getting into this wedding.
Not even just her parents, but her sister and her husband.
Okay,
so her brother-in-law.
But now you look crazy, right? You know that you look crazy. And now tell me why.
Because I'm over here trying to support my friend.
No, that's not why. That's not supporting your friend. I think that's your guilt. I think that's your guilt showing. I think that's you feeling a way that the relationship, probably because of mutual fault, has deteriorated so bad that y'all are really both lying to each other. You're lying with your expectations. I don't think it was about your parents and your sister and your brother. No, you wanted to see just how far she would go to accommodate you after you were clearly not prioritized in this wedding party. So you were manipulating your position. And you, ma'am, were also being guilt-tripped, and you were trying to accommodate unreasonable requests. I mean, with a clear mind, ma'am, same day? Please. That's you trying to ease your conscience for probably things you didn't do to restore the friendship. So I can see this plain. I said I wasn't gonna be a therapist, but here I am. Here I am, therapy session. Okay, so let's get to the money, ma'am. You're suing her for $360, why?
$60 per person for 6 people.
Okay, so including herself. Now I wanna know, you said you didn't go because you saw the...
That's not the only reason, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead and tell me another reason before I make my ruling.
The bridesmaid that she had was being very rude, and I just felt uninvited at that point.
So this was at the bachelorette party, correct?
Yes.
And what did she say to you, ma'am?
She was treating me like a maid, like I'm a slave or something. Pick this up, do this, do that. Just having a little nasty attitude, and I'm like, Nicole, get your friend.
And what did you, okay, first of all, did you observe, let's just say she's exaggerating because people do that in court, but is any of it true? Did you have a bridesmaid, ma'am, or maid of honor rather, that was disrespectful to this woman?
Well, my maid of honor was my sister, and her and my sister have history. We were all friends. They have had beef in the past.
Was your sister jealous of the relationship you had with this woman, ma'am? Just tell the truth. Okay, yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, so your sister felt a way that you would not. Listen, every issue y'all are talking about, I've lived it. But I digress. I'm here to talk about this $360.
I just want my money.
The court has ruled that you're not getting it, ma'am. I'm just playing with you. You are. The court is actually ruling in favor of the plaintiff. Here's why. Your request, ma'am, Ms. Franklin, for 6 additional seats on the same day of the wedding was not genuine, I don't believe. I believe you were trying to see just how far she would go to accommodate you so that then you can play in her face and hurt her the way she has hurt you. I will not have it. The court rules in favor of the plaintiff. For the full ruling, $360.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $360.
Any final thoughts for each other?
Let freedom ring.
There go your lunch money.
All right, ladies. Judge has made a ruling. Please follow me. You'll grab your belongings.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
I am just asking him to move in with me. I wasn't even getting to marriage. I mean, obviously that's where I would like it to go, but he's been dragging his feet on a lot of these things. So I was just talking about moving in.
This is Equal Justice. Ricky Edwards claims his girlfriend got drunk and pushed him, causing his glasses and phone to break. Amber Gilbert says she ushered Mr. Edwards to the door, but he tripped and caused the damage himself.
Good day. I see Ricky Edwards here as my plaintiff, Amber Gilbert as my defendant. Mr. Edwards, you are suing the defendant for $1,500. What brings you to court today?
So about 3 years ago, I've been dating her on and off, and over the past year, we've been talking a little bit more serious, but I'm not really ready for that, and she's been kind of pushing more aggressively, more a little out of my boundaries, essentially, and I've let her know a couple of times that I'm personally not ready for it yet. I have a lot of growth to do still. She's older than me by 5 years, so she's probably a little bit more ahead than I am, but I have some financial adjustment to do, spiritual growth, all this other stuff that I have to still get right with myself. And personally, our last conversation, she tried to really push more for us to continue with that conversation when I already told her that I wasn't personally ready for that yet. And we had a couple drinks. I had roughly 2 or 3. She had about 5 or 6, and she was pounding them away too. She kept going at it. So as we were escalating, or as the night kept escalating, she started shoving me towards the door to kind of leave.
That is not true.
She was throwing my stuff around, saying I had to go grab it, but she was throwing it one way, and then I was headed the other way, and then she was really just not letting me get my bearings, essentially. She started shoving me towards the door. I was already headed out the door.
So this is in her apartment?
Yeah, it's her house, yes.
Her house, okay, excuse me, go ahead.
Once I'm pushed out the home, I trip and fall, my phone breaks, my glasses break, and I just grab the rest of my keys. I simply just take the loss for the night.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
I slammed the door in his face, so he's.
Did it make contact, ma'am?
I don't know. I slammed.
Wait, was that a no or was that a I don't know?
It was a no.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Ricky Edwards and his ex-girlfriend Amber Gilbert over broken glasses and a phone.
You talked a lot about being pushed in a certain direction around the relationship. It was going too fast, or you're 5 years younger, you need to get yourself together. But you never said what direction. You talk about marriage?
Yeah, she wants me to...
Okay, you never said the word.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
Elijah, did you hear it?
Did not hear the word. That's a telltale sign. It's a telltale sign.
I was letting him go on, and I said, I guess he's going to get to it at some point, but so you never got to it.
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Gilbert, your ex-boyfriend here has laid out a lot of facts here. He's saying that you are responsible for these damaged glasses, and he's saying you're responsible for his broken cell phone. And what do you have to say about this?
The first thing I want to say is that I never shoved him out the door.
Okay.
I never even touched him. The way that our fight sort of like started was that I am just asking him to move in with me. I wasn't even getting to marriage. I mean, obviously that's where I would like it to go, but he's been dragging his feet on a lot of these things. So I was just talking about moving in.
Okay.
And he always has these excuses as to why he can't, like saying that he needs space when he has 2 roommates, saying he has more growing that he needs to do when he's 30. So just like a lot of excuses. And we were sitting down at my house having drinks.
You own this house?
Yes, I own the house. And I'm telling him to leave, and he's very slowly kind of gathering his belongings. And I gestured, I was like, you need to go. I like did a motion, like gesturing
Like, let's get
to
on
go,
with it.
but I did not actually touch him. And then by the time he got to the door, I slammed the door in his face. So he's.
Did it make contact, ma'am?
I don't know. I slammed the door.
Wait, was that a no or was that a I don't know?
It was a no.
Judge Ebony's verdict when Equal Justice returns. This is Equal Justice.
Once he got to the other side of the door, I just closed it. So I did not even see him fall, and I didn't know that he had fallen until I checked my Ring camera footage later.
Okay, and you have that footage for the court
Yes,
today?
I
Okay,
do.
so let's see this Ring camera footage. Okay, I see we see the glasses flying. He's stumbling, looking rather defeated. Walking to the car. That's you walking to your car, sir?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
You have submitted the court an invoice of these glasses to the cost of $800. You've also submitted an invoice, sir, for your phone, $700. You add those two together, that's where you get the $1,500 for. And I saw the video, and to me, sir, it looked like there was no contact with this woman nor the door. Looks like you tripped and fell, but even if you hadn't, at this point, the court is going to rule to dismiss your claim entirely. So your case is dismissed. That's my ruling.
Judge Ebony has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
I'm very happy with the way that the judge ruled, because when you play and act like a child, you get consequences.
Sure. Ultimately, I do think that we both learn from the situation. We both can grow from it, and ultimately, I think it's best that we just go on separate ways.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.
Can you read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what Equal Justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Marsha Randall claims she was unjustly fired from her house cleaning job after her boss made requests that were out of line. Carolyn Oliver says she could no longer trust Miss Randall's judgment or her work ethic.
Ladies, I see I've got Miss Marsha Randall as my plaintiff, Miss Carolyn Oliver as my defendant. Miss Randall, you are suing for $8,000. You're saying that the defendant here unfairly fired you and that she owes you the balance of your housekeeping contract. Tell me why we're in court.
I'm here suing my former employer, Carolyn. She wrongfully fired me. I've been working for her for 8 months. Every day that I'm there cleaning, she has a mimosa. She drinks a lot. I noticed this throughout my 8 months of working there.
Okay, now tell me how that's your business, Miss Randall.
It's not really, but she wants to make it my business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long was your employment contract for?
It was for 1 year.
Okay, so the defendant had employed you for 1 year as a housekeeper to clean her personal residence.
Correct.
Okay, and you're saying within 8 months of that, she terminated the agreement and fired you?
That's right.
Now, why did she fire you?
Apparently because I didn't want to babysit her 17-year-old son and alert her when he was drinking. I don't know, like I said, she drinks every time I'm there, so I don't know how often she drinks, but it seems like a lot. I don't know if she allows her son to drink. I don't know her rules of her house. So it's not my job to let her know if I noticed him drinking.
So I'm going to get, because some big facts are missing, clearly, right? Okay, so you're saying that everything was going just dandy. The cleaning of the home was being executed at a high level, so there wasn't a problem with your work product, right? Okay, let me get to you then, Madam Defendant. That sounds like an unbelievable story. Please tell me more.
It is unbelievable, Your Honor.
Yeah.
I fired her because several reasons. She violated my trust, but also there were quite a bit of incidences that we had. She started off well. She was cleaning the house well.
How often was she coming to clean, ma'am?
I'm sorry?
How often was she coming to clean?
Oh, she was coming once a week.
Okay, so you did hire this young woman for a 1-year contract.
Yes.
She used to clean and show up for 1 day out of the week.
Yes.
And you're telling the court that she did do that to your satisfaction for a period of time.
For a period of time.
When did it change?
She was cleaning it well, but then she kind of got a little lax, and the house cleaning was not up to par after a while.
Did you tell her that?
Yes, several times I spoke to her.
Did she communicate that to you, ma'am?
She did, but she's very nitpicky, and I don't think that it's true.
So you don't think it was reasonable?
No.
Okay. Well, the court will decide. Okay, go ahead. Continue, ma'am.
It was reasonable because the things I asked her to clean that are on our contract are the things that were, not clean when I asked her to clean them.
Okay, you're referencing a contract. She's referenced a contract. Does someone have a contract to show the court?
Yes, I do.
Okay, but both of you, please proffer up your evidence to my bailiff here.
Just have the folder as well.
The whole folder? Yeah, everything, so I can see. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you have any evidence for the court, ma'am?
I do not. I have the same
okay.
contract.
Okay, so this is the only thing I'll consider. This is the contract of employment between these two. I see it is both between Marcia and Carolyn. It constitutes an employment agreement. Employees shall arrive between 5 a.m. and 5:30, so super early every Saturday. You shall be compensated bi-weekly, so you're paid every 2 weeks. Your duties include cleaning the house and maintaining the appliances. Okay, because nobody wants to clean that microwave or that oven. God knows. Okay, employment may be terminated at any time, which is standard, if employee conducts herself in a way that jeopardizes the safety of the employer, her property, or her family. And I see you both have signed this, right?
Right.
Okay. So while I do appreciate the contract, Ms. Oliver, it does read a bit vague because you're talking about cleaning the house and maintaining the appliances, but it doesn't specify. Is it dusting? Is it mopping? Is it sweeping? What cleaning? Is it washing the dishes? What was all supposed to be a part of that?
It was washing dishes, doing the floors, and the windows.
Okay, and you're saying what
and
part
the
of
appliances.
Well, that's not true. I actually don't do windows.
You don't do windows?
Nope.
Okay. So, and it's not in the contract. So what part would you like the court to understand that she got slack in your framing?
Well, the appliances. She wasn't cleaning the appliances.
See, I told you, Elijah, nobody wants to clean that microwave and that oven.
I was, though. I was.
But you're saying that you were cleaning them. Okay, so
no,
you guys
but
dispute.
That's not it, but that's beside the point. The point that the incident that we're talking about today is what happened with my 17-year-old son.
But I'm going to tell you why it's not beside the point, Ms. Oliver. It's not beside the point because this woman is saying that you had no valid reason to fire her. And she's saying that the reason you fired her, which I know you're going to explain, has something to do with your son and his drinking and this and that. And if this court finds that that is improbable and irrational as a reason to fire, the only thing that's going to help your case as the defendant is if I am convinced that she did a poor job cleaning.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
And so she thinks she's not supposed to tell, the mother of a minor who's been drinking and strongly smells like alcohol. And so I ended up having to fire her because I just feel like she violated my trust.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a case of Marcia Randall, who blames Carolyn Oliver for firing her for no good reason.
So you can't have it both ways. So I don't want you to Monday morning quarterback that argument later on. So I want you to stand 10 toes down in your assertion that either she satisfactorily cleaned your house or she didn't. So did she or did she not?
No, she didn't.
Okay.
In the beginning she did, but afterwards, no. It was very lazy.
So we got to stick. So that's not beside the point. That is very much part of the point. So you're saying in addition to, per your understanding, unsatisfactory housekeeping, what is the additional issue that brings us to court today?
Well, there was a couple times when, when I checked my cameras one day, I saw that she was carrying a beer bottle out of my son's room after, supposedly cleaning it. She also cleaned the rooms, and when she came out in the hallway, there, is a camera there, and she was carrying a beer bottle. And I asked her, why were you carrying a beer bottle out of my son's room? And she said, that she was just cleaning. And I said, but why was there a beer bottle in there, and why didn't you tell me about it? What is going on? Why didn't you tell me about it? And she said, well, I'm just here to clean. And I said, well, don't you think I should know if there's a minor, that has a beer bottle? That's something you should tell me. And she was just like, well, it's not my job. I'm not, it's not up to me. And I said, well, if there's some kind of, he's a minor. He shouldn't be drinking. And if I didn't see it, you should have let me know. You took the bottle out of the room. And, you could at least let me know. So, a little bit of time goes by. And then, the day that I fired her, I was getting ready one morning, and it was 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was getting ready for work, and while I was getting ready, I didn't hear my son getting ready, so I went in there to wake him up, and I tried waking him up, and usually he jumps right up, but that morning I shook him, and he didn't wake up. He was very unresponsive, and I was,
That's scary.
He did a little bit. I was terrified.
Yeah, that's very
And
scary.
I was just like, what is going on? And so I, shook him and stuff, and he smelled like alcohol.
Okay, that's very scary if he's non-responsive, right?
Yes. Yes, I was very concerned. I was floored. And so I went downstairs to ask Marsha about it, like if she had noticed anything. And she said, well, I let him in this morning at 5:30 in the morning. He knocked on the door and came in and, went up to his room. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you Why didn't you tell me? And so she thinks she's not supposed to tell, the mother of a minor who's been drinking and strongly smells like alcohol. And so I ended up having to fire her because I just feel like she violated my trust in, letting me know that she should have let me know that a minor was drinking, especially my son.
Okay, your son is how old?
17.
17. So you have a 17-year-old, so is that your only child, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Only child, 17 years old, apparently highly intoxicated, coming in at 5:30-ish in the morning. The plaintiff here witnesses this, and you are upset with her because of her failure to inform you about both that incident, him coming in at 5:30 drunk, and also the bottle that she found of beer in his room.
Yes.
That's essentially the fireable offenses that you're telling the court to consider.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and what is your response to that? Because she says you should have told her that you found a bottle in a 17-year-old boy's room and that of beer, and that you should have said, Miss Carolyn, your son came staggering into the house at 5:30 in the morning, reeking of alcohol. You should know. That's her claim. What do you say to that?
Right. Well, I wouldn't call it intoxicated. He wasn't unresponsive. I don't know what that's about. He walked up to his room just fine when I let him in.
Did you speak to him? Did you guys have a conversation?
He only really said thanks for letting him in, and then
he went upstairs.
Yeah.
Did you feel like anything was out of the ordinary?
Well, yeah, I didn't expect to see him outside at 5:30 trying to be let into the house.
Let into the house. Okay.
Yeah.
And how about it? It's 5:30 in the morning. He's knocking on the door. Why didn't you go let your son into your home?
Oh, because he was knocking on the door. I didn't hear him upstairs.
Okay, so you're saying you heard him because you were closer to the door?
Right.
Okay. Now, you opened up your statement to the court talking about her drinking and how she's always got a mimosa. And you said
that's not true.
Okay, that's fine, ma'am. Even if you did, you're over 21.
Right.
So you can have a mimosa.
Yeah.
Okay. So what relevance do you want the court to take from her excessive drinking as you frame it?
Right, like I said, I always see her have a drink when I'm there, so I don't know.
She's only there once a week.
Okay. Go ahead, ma'am.
So I don't know what she allows her son to do. I don't know the rules of her house. It's her house, it's her son. I'm not there to govern his drinking. I'm not there to, let her know that he's doing anything illegal or wrong or whatever. That's not my job.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
You said that the cleaning started really good, solid, acceptable, and then it deteriorated over time. But why were you continuing to pay her if the work was subpar, ma'am?
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a case of Marcia Randall, who blames Carolyn Oliver for firing her for no good reason.
I'm just there to clean the house and then leave and go on and clean my next house.
I have a final question for you, Carolyn, and then I'll be ready to rule here. So you fire her at the point in which this 5:30 in the morning incident occurred with your son, right?
Yes.
But before that, you were paying her, per the contract, every 2 weeks for the housekeeping work. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, you told the court, and I slowed you down because you wanted to skip over it, but I wasn't going to allow it. You said that the cleaning started really good, solid, acceptable, and then it deteriorated over time. If that's the case, and you said that you told her, because I said, well, did you tell her that you're now seeing a problem with the housekeeping? And you said you told her, and you agreed that she told you. But why were you continuing to pay her if the work was subpar, ma'am?
Oh, well, because I have spoken to her. And I, took...
Did it improve?
I trusted that she would do the cleaning. It really didn't improve very much. I mean, it was just bad.
Your Honor,
it just
her
seemed like
complaint
she
was
got
that
really...
I put a cup in the wrong way.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Her complaints were like, I put a cup facing the wrong way in her cabinet, or I didn't dust a specific corner the right way, so I would have to redo it while she watched
me. It looked very lazy. It looked like she just wiped it once and then that was it.
So then why continue to pay her? Because listen, I will not overstate, the severe economic anxiety we are all facing in this country right now. A dollar is hard to come by and getting harder and harder to stretch each and every day. So I'm confused, ma'am, when you tell me that this young lady's cleaning was going from good to okay to unacceptable, but you're continuing to pay her.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
So she's saying that you went from an immaculate job of executing the housekeeping to a poor job of executing, and you're telling this court that is not true.
That is not true, no.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a case of Marcia Randall, who blames Carolyn Oliver for firing her for no good reason.
See, now the court is confused because if the work was subpar, just the cleaning part, why not withhold payment?
Well, she was referred to me by a friend. And so I didn't want to let my friend down and just fire her automatically when things didn't look right. I gave her chances. And she seemed sincere. She seemed like, she was really going to do a better job. And, when I came home before, when she first started, the place was immaculate. I walked in and it smelled like Pine Sol.
That she is capable.
Yes,
she is
I know she's
of cleaning
capable.
your
yes,
home
absolutely.
At the level in which you expect.
Yes, and I was hoping it would continue that way, or after our talks that it would get that way again, but it really didn't. And
okay, so let me stop you because I need clarity on this before I rule, ma'am. Are you telling this court? Because I don't have a video, I don't have photos. All I have is your word and your word. So she's saying that you went from an immaculate job of executing the housekeeping to a poor job of executing, and you're telling this court that is not true.
That is not true. No, I don't agree with that. There were only those...
Did you change your protocol or procedure in cleaning?
No, not at all.
Did you change the products?
Nope.
Okay, so you're saying same products, same procedure. So you're saying that the cleaning you did up until your firing was just as good as the cleaning you did day one?
Yeah.
Where she's singing your praises?
Yes, I stand by that.
And you stand by that?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, what do you say about that?
No, that's not true. It's just not. It's absolutely not.
Okay.
She got lazy. She got, I hired her. She was through a friend. She just thought she was going to have a free ride because she was, a close friend of mine's referral. And she just got lax.
Yeah.
And
But she
didn't do
showed
the
up.
job.
Did she show up every day between 5 and 5:30, every Saturday? Right?
She did. She did.
So she did do that.
Judge Eboni's verdict when Equal Justice returns. This is Equal Justice.
The basis of your claim that she should have gotten fired because you keep telling me she broke your trust, right?
Absolutely.
You keep telling the court that she failed in her duty to you, her observations of alcohol consumption by your 17-year-old legally minor son.
Yes.
And the problem I have with that argument, ma'am, is this woman is not the police. So she has no responsibility to you or anyone else as it relates to the chosen behavior of your adolescent son. That is not on her as a responsibility. The second argument I would be willing to consider as it relates to this claim here was the actual effectiveness of her cleanliness. Okay, was she executing her job as outlined in this contract effectively? Now you're shaking your head no. You've told me over and over again how it was unsatisfactory at the end, but you can't prove it to me. You've shown me no pictures, you've shown me no evidence. This court finds this contract is enforceable. The court finds that this young lady showed up every Saturday in the allocated time and made every effort to clean your house at a high level. Thus, the court rules in complete favor of the plaintiff. And I will award you, ma'am, your $8,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That is my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $8,000.
Any final thoughts for each other?
I know I'm good at my job. I hope in the future you can be better at doing your job of being a mom.
I hope in the future you can be more honest.
Okay, you've had your day in court. Please grab your belongings and follow me.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.
Can you read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Oscar Scott claims his mother refused to return the keys to his car after he got a DUI. Leslie Scott says she would have returned the vehicle, but her son still owes her money. The defendant is countersuing for $1,680.
I see I've got Oscar Scott here as my plaintiff. Sir, you're suing this woman for $3,500. This is Miss Leslie Scott. Miss Scott, you have a countersuit, $1,680. I'll start with you, Mr. Scott. Why are we in court today?
I'm here suing my mom for $3,500 because she will not.
You said your mom? That's your mom?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You look great, ma'am. Go ahead.
Thank you.
I'm suing my mom for $3,500 because she will not return my car.
Wow. Okay. Tell me more.
Well, I haven't had transportation for the past couple years, and I've been doing a really good job at working, and I'm going to college, and I'm a waiter and different things like that, and I really got tired of taking the bus all the time.
Okay.
So I had a conversation with my mom. My mom was like, you know what? I'll help you get a car as long as you continue on this great path that you're on and being responsible and respectful, and I'll help you get a car.
Okay.
So I continue to do
And when she says help you get a car, she means buy you a car, really?
No, ma'am. Just send me like the rest of the money because I had 25.
Oh, you had some?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you both contributed to the value of the
Yes,
car.
ma'am.
Okay, continue.
Yes. So I had $2,500 already saved up from working.
Okay.
And I asked for $1,000 for my mom, and she gave me $1,000, and I was able to get me a car.
Okay, so this is $2,500 from you, $1,000 from your mom.
Yes, ma'am.
Car total $3,500.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and you're still working?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, continue.
So once I got the car, I continued to do everything that I needed to do. One night, I went to my friend's birthday party, and I didn't really sleep well or anything, and it was a late night already for work. I went to the birthday party. I was on the way home. I was a lot more tired than I thought I was. I got pulled over and got booked for a DUI.
Oh, no. Okay, I understand. So you said you wait tables for a living?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're leaving the restaurant. At what point did you have alcohol, sir? At the party?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you drank at the party, you got behind the wheel, you know you should not have ever done that. You
Yes,
know
Your
that.
Honor.
Okay, so you're pulled over, you're arrested for DUI. Is this your first DUI?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, first DUI. Then what happens?
So the officer books me. I have to make a call. Hey, Mom, this is what's going on. They also towed my car. So I had to tell my mom, Mom, can you please pick up my car? And can you please get me out of jail?
The phone call every mother can't wait to receive. Okay,
Really?
yeah, go ahead.
Really?
Unfortunately. So yeah, it was a terrible ride home. And by the
So
time
she did come and get you?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she get the car out of impounding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then, yes, you get scolded as you should have been on the ride home.
Most
Yes, ma'am.
definitely.
And then she takes the keys.
Okay, and you haven't seen the car since?
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay. I've heard enough from you, young man. Ms. Scott.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's pick up with where he's saying you agreed to give him $1,000 to the car.
Yes.
And that was a gift to
Yes, Your
reward
Honor.
him for being in school, working, and saving up his money.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so that was a gift. Everything's going great till this fateful night.
That's
He's
correct.
pulled over, DUI. I'm sure you're very disappointed,
Oh, my
right?
goodness, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. We've talked about the responsibility and being safe, and our whole agreement with my agreeing to help him was that he would take responsibility and not let his friends drive the car and
Right.
make sure that he was being responsible behind the wheel.
Right.
And the DUI just blew the whole thing up.
Okay, so you're livid, you're disappointed.
Yes, indeed.
You're upset.
Yes,
but you do
indeed.
go get him from custody.
Yes, I did.
And you also pay the money for the car to be released.
To release
from
from impound. That's correct. It's
Correct.
$680, Your Honor.
Okay, and then you take the car keys, is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, I did.
And what did you say when you took the keys?
I told him that until he can prove to me that he's going to be responsible and pay my money back to me.
Oh, so
that-
now you, the $1,000?
The $1,000 plus the $680 that I had to pay to get the car out of impound. When he pays
Okay.
that back, then we can sit down and have a conversation again. But he broke our agreement when he got the DUI, Your Honor.
What'd you say about that, young man?
She's 100% correct. I did, but I am completely aware of my mistakes, and I was given and sentenced to 100 community service hours. And ever since then, I've been on the best path that I could at least be to show her that I am.
Are you still in school?
Yes, ma'am.
You still working?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let the court see some evidence. So what does this car look like? Do you have anything to show the court? Receipts or?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Going to give that to my bailiff, rather. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Let's see here. Let the court see. This is a very nice car. Nice little SUV situation. This car looks like it's in mint condition. So this is a great car that you were able to find.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
You get behind another wheel and you're drunk again, then someone's not going to get hurt. Address that for the court.
I have to show her. And the only way that I can show her is if I have the car.
Oh.
And later,
And so I had made that second pizza, and when it had come out, I took a bite into it, and there was a bone in the chicken, and it actually popped my crown out, and my crown fell.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Oscar Scott, who blames his mother, Leslie Scott, for confiscating his car.
We've addressed the fact that you must have been, you know, really devastated, disappointed, and heartbroken when you saw that your beloved son here had committed, you know, such a disappointing act as DUI, driving while intoxicated.
That's correct.
But it also says that he has tried to make amends, right? He's telling the court that he's back in school, he's still working, he's done his service hours. So how do you feel about him today?
Today, I feel that he's not living at home anymore. He's stepped out on his own. He moved in with a friend. I have no way to really know if he's being as responsible as I hope he is. Because we had conversation around this in terms of being responsible. It was part of our agreement for me to give him the $1,000. So I'm heartbroken. And I don't want my son to really go through life having this kind of thing on his record. So I want him to improve. I want to make sure that he knows he's learned his lesson. But with him not living around me anymore, I have no idea what he's doing from day to day.
So do you see what your mother's saying, sir? She's saying this. She's saying that you broke her trust. You came to her and you made her a good faith proposition. And what your mother is saying is the minute you got behind the wheel of that car with the intoxicated state that you were in, you broke that trust.
That's right.
And so now she's trying to see how she can reestablish that trust when you're no longer under her house. So answer that for the court.
In my opinion, I honestly just think it's just the trusting. As she trusted me, I trusted her. Sorry.
Okay,
excuse me.
no. We're not going to do that, Mr. Scott, because here's the thing about trust. People get trust until they break it. So she had already done what you're suggesting she do, which is just simply trust you, blind faith trust. She did that already. And that got her heartbroken. That got her disappointed. That got her in breach of that trust. And so now it is actually your job to what we call rehabilitate that trust. You're the one in a position, sir, to now reprove yourself to your mother. So how do you plan to do that?
I feel like I have been doing that.
Okay, have you shown that to her? Because she's saying you live with your homeboys and she don't know what you're doing.
To the best of my ability. But just the way that I communicated with her, I was like, hey, Mom, like, I've been doing this. I did my service. I'm showing you every single day that I'm still in school.
Did
I have
she,
great
let me
grades.
ask you that, Mom, did you see where he completed the community service?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, you believe that?
I do.
Okay, and you believe he's still doing what he needs to do in school? Because that's very important.
Yes, it is very important, and yes, I do believe he's still in school taking his class.
And is he working?
Yes, I understand he's gotten his job.
Okay, so let's get to the money, right? You understand, young man, that your mother is asking to be reimbursed for two things that you have cost her.
Yes,
the
ma'am.
first is the $1,000 towards the vehicle, and the other is the $680 towards the impoundment fee that was the result of your drinking.
Yes.
Behind the wheel. Do you have that money?
Yes, ma'am.
You could pay that money.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me ask you this, Mom. If he were to pay for both of those, would you be willing to give him back the keys to the car?
Yes, Your Honor, I will. Well, no, I'm sorry, Your Honor. No, I'm not.
Yeah,
no.
think about it, Miss Scott.
No, I'm really still so hurt and so disappointed that we even went down this path. He has to not only just repay me, but convince me that he's really learned his lesson, Your Honor.
All right, young man. I mean, listen, I got to tell you, I'm inclined to want to rule in your favor, but your mother is making a convincing argument. You know, I have to say, listen, I don't want to be responsible, sir. If you get behind another wheel and you're drunk again, then someone's not going to get hurt. Address that for the court.
I have to show her. And the only way that I can show her is if I have the car.
Oh. See, Elijah, isn't that so interesting? That's one of those catch-22s, right? I can't do what you're asking me to do unless you do what I want you to do.
Right.
You see the problem with that, Mr. Scott? So at this point, I think I've heard enough from the two of you. Your mother said what I think we're all thinking, young man, is that we care about you. You know, I just met you and I care about you. Why? Because you're a young man who is positioned to be the best of us. But little decisions, little mess-ups, like drinking too much at a friend's party after work and already being tired and then getting behind a deadly weapon known as a motor vehicle could cost you your life.
Yes.
It could cost an innocent person their life. That is a risk that is too high for me to take on the basis of your word, which you've already broken one time to the woman that birthed you.
That's right.
So here's what I'm going to do, Mr. Scott. I'm going to dismiss your first claim of $3,500 in its entirety. Let me tell you why. Because I am not going to sit here and rest on just your word, which is not worth a lot today. But this is what I will do. I'm going to give you 6 months. You can bring your claim back to my courtroom. And if in 6 months you say, Your Honor, I'm still working. Your Honor, these are my grades in school. Look how great they look. I will consider the valuation of your car if your mother has not already returned your vehicle to you by then. But I suspect that she might. And as to your claim, Ms. Scott,
yes, ma'am,
I'm going to grant it in partial. I'm not going to give you the $1,000 back that you spent on the car because I'm going to hold out some hope that you two can resolve that amicably as mother and son.
I understand.
But I am going to grant your counterclaim in the amount of $680 because you should have never had to spend $1 of your hard-earned money to get your son's car out of impound due to drunk driving. I rule in favor of the counterclaim for $680, and I dismiss the plaintiff's claim outright. That's my ruling.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff is ordered to pay $680.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna get my money.
I hope so, because I love you, and I just don't want to go down this path anymore, and I want you to live.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
What do you say about that, ma'am?
I think she thinks the bone is what broke her crown. I think it was already ready to pop out to begin with. How long have you had this crown?
Only a year. Was it loose? No.
Do you know that for sure?
This is Equal Justice. Allison Foster claims she had to see a dentist after she cracked a crown at her friend's pizza party. Lori Beckman says the plaintiff should have noticed a bone in the chicken when she added it to her pizza, so she's not to blame.
I see I have Allison Foster here as my plaintiff and Lori Beckman as my defendant. Allison, why are we in court today?
We are in court today because I am suing Ms. Beckman for $550 covering medical expenses that came from eating food that she prepared at her own home.
Medical expenses, what's the nature of your injury?
Dental damage. I had a crown replacement.
Oh, dental.
So I met Lori about 10 years ago now. We met freshman year of college, same dorm, and we just became fast friends about that. We had a big friend group, continue to hang out, and we've been friends since.
Okay.
She is hostess to the mostest. She is the one that we always going to her house. She's hosting dinner parties.
Okay.
And so this particular night, she was hosting a pizza night for this new oven that she built herself for wood baking oven.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So like, hold on, wait, like a fire, what are they
Yeah,
called?
wood fire
Yes.
oven. Yeah,
wood
I got
fire
the
pit.
bricks.
Okay, excellent. She invites you to her home for this?
Yes, for her
Okay,
home.
Great.
She invited myself and about 8 of our friends over for the night to just test it out. She built it herself.
Great.
And when we got there, she had the whole fixings, everything. She had every topping you can even imagine. She herself was in charge of the pizza dough and the chicken,
And the chicken.
that was going to be used as toppings.
Okay.
So I had made 2 pizzas that night. I made first one that was a vegetable pizza. I saw my friend had done a chicken barbecue sauce type pizza.
That's a good kind of
so,
pizza. Yeah.
So I wanted to try that for my second one because the first one came out incredible. We were having a wonderful night. And so I had made that second pizza, and when it had come out, I took a bite into it, and there was a bone in the chicken, and it actually popped my crown out, and my crown fell.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
You are making your own pizza. This is your own pizza that you make.
Okay.
You put in the oven. You take a bite. That is on you.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Allison Foster and her friend, Lori Beckman, over an unexpected trip to the dentist.
I want to see the court to see the second pizza, man, with the meat, the chicken on it. Where is the bone?
You can see where the arrow is pointing. It's on that
Oh,
slice.
that's the bone.
Yes,
Okay.
that is the bone.
So you bit into this, and this knocked your crown off of your tooth?
It did, yes.
Okay. And was that, I imagine that was painful for you?
Yes, very painful.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's get to you.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your version of this? She is saying, as you hear, that she had a great time at your pizza party.
Right.
Wood fire on point, but that you were in charge of the chicken, and apparently your work was less than accurate, hence this chicken bone that she says caused her dental injury and expenses.
You are making your own pizza. This is your own pizza that you make.
Okay.
You put in the oven. You take a bite. That is on you, not me.
So what do you say about that argument, that you
Yeah.
are the one that ultimately was literally had your hands in it?
My guess is that when I picked the handful of chicken up, it was in the center. It was not where my immediate sensory was.
So if that's the case, though, then wouldn't you be able to use that same argument in defense of the defendant? That if it was, no, listen to me now. If it were so able to easily not be detected by you as you made this pizza, couldn't we argue that it was just as easily undetectable by this woman as she prepared the topping bowl?
No, because she is preparing the chicken, meaning she is cutting it up with a knife. I was merely grabbing my hand with it. She's touching almost every single piece of the chicken and prepping it, cooking it, doing the whole thing. And so that has a lot more contact with the chicken than simply grabbing it from a bowl and putting it on top of a pizza.
Okay. And what do you say about that, ma'am?
I think she thinks the bone is what broke her crown. I think it was already ready to pop out to begin with. How long have you had this crown?
Only a year.
Was it loose?
No.
Do you know that for sure?
Judge Eboni's verdict when Equal Justice returns. This is Equal Justice.
Would you think it is fair if I were to tell you that I do believe there is some responsibility from her, but I also think there's some responsibility from you? Because if both of you at some point had your hands in the chicken, you cutting and preparing it, you distributing it on your said individual pizza, one could easily argue that this is a contributorily negligent case where you're partly responsible and you're partly responsible. Would you agree with a ruling that says that you have to pay if it meant that she also had to pay? If it meant that.
I would take it, ma'am.
You would take half? Okay, that's what the court's going to do. The court does find exactly that. So I'm going to find that you both contributed to the negligence that ultimately led to your broken crown, which ultimately led to your incurrence of $550. And I'm going to split the difference exactly as I see the fault, equally. So I am ruling in favor of the plaintiff, but only for half of your $550 demand. That is my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $275.
Any final thoughts for each other?
I still think you're crazy.
I hope that you really appreciate your friends and don't make them out to be the monsters that they aren't.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.